Infradig was a band I was in previously. It was electro funk, and really in Infradig there were two things that I felt like we've sort of worked to come together on, and that was like very funky, soulful dance side, and there was a more like frenetic, electronic, still like this human feeling, but like very concentrated electronic side. And after Infradig, I sort of split those two in my mind into two different bands. The one being the Distribution, just being the funk side, and Summer Dregs sort of being the more electronic side. And then so I started working on these sort of like more laid back / frenetic.
And this is like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, it's 2 years ago. Just these random tracks. And I did one and I was like, I don't know what to do with it. And so I sent it to Steven Nichols. And Steven sent it back with some vocals on it, and it blew me away. And I didn't know what to do with it still at that point. I made another one for Ryan Dixon, who does 2 tracks on the album. And I had the same experience where it was really good. And Steven sort of put the idea in my head to do a whole project of just, songs with me producing with vocalists. And so I sort of like grew that and just started doing it in my spare time. And it grew into Summer Dregs.
My part with this was, it was kind of strange because I never knew what I was doing. And usually when you record music for a CD, you kind of have listened to the tracks and learned them and have an idea of what you're going to do. Carl, he didn't work that way. He would kind of just come over and show up at my house and say, hey, do you have a bow drill and an umbrella? We're going to record you tapping on it. And I don't know. It was always something unpredictable and weird, and I never knew what it was going to do. 3 or 4 months later, Carl would email me and say, hey, how do you like this track? You played on it. And I didn't know what it was. But I mean, a lot of it was, like I said, just weird, beating on walls or tables.
I like to work with Josh because he has good rhythmic ideas. And I would just usually have a song where I was like, this needs to be better rhythmically. And so I get ideas from Josh, and I'd cut up his drums and replace them and maybe put them in a totally different song from the one he recorded to. It's been a lot of work, and it's been a lot of fun because we're taking these songs which I've pieced together from a million little pieces and doing them live as like one whole force. And a lot of the songs on the album that are sort of laid back turn out live really rockin' and raucous. I think one of the great things that came out of it that was not an original intention is that it became a very community-oriented album. And from what I had conceived as being like just starting off to do music on my own, I started involving more and more people, and it was just that made it an even greater experience. And CreateHere.
Where did you create this?
Where did I create
it?
The album? I have a bedroom to myself at my house.
Ooh, that's there. Wow. It's a little tricky. Your demonstrative pronouns are not in sync.
At my house. No, that's correct.